This 14-year-old boy strangled, stabbed, and raped his math teacher just inside their school grounds. Watch as he followed her to the restroom, committed the crime, and attempted to hide her body. He tried changing clothes multiple times to try to blend out of the scene. He then used a garbage bin to wheel her body and dump her into the woods, 20 feet away from their campus.
Police say he killed his high school teacher, Colleen Ritzer.
Teen accused of killing his teacher with a box cutter.
Why would a teenage boy commit such a spine-chilling act? Today on Crime Diaries, we head to Danvers, Massachusetts, to explore the case of Colleen Ritzer. Colleen Ritzer, 24, was a math trainer at Danvers High School, in line with sources. Colleen became a well-preferred trainer who was inclined to help her college students. Additionally, she stayed overtime after college to help her students with their studies and was known to be approachable and pleasant to them. The lovely math trainer was born on May 13, 1989, in Lawrence, Massachusetts. She came from a well-settled family and belonged to the Christian religion. As she normally does, she asked to personally tutor one of her students, Philip Chisholm. She requested that he stayed after school so she could help him prepare for an upcoming test. He had just moved from Clarksville, Tennessee, and was fairly shy. Philip Chisholm was born on January 21, 1999. In the fall of 2013, Chisholm had recently moved from Tennessee to Danvers, Massachusetts, where he wasn't that well known at the school apart from being a good soccer player. One report did refer to him as antisocial and really tired and out of it. It was also reported that his mother was going through a difficult divorce at the time. On October 22, 2013, just before 3 p.m., Colleen headed to the bathroom for a quick break. Seconds later, Philip was seen poking his head out of her classroom and looking down the hall. He then went back into the classroom but came right back out with his hood on. After seemingly looking out and double-thinking, he left the classroom with a pair of gloves. Surveillance cameras captured him walking toward the women's bathroom with his hood concealing most of his face. As he entered the bathroom, he pulled the gloves over his hands and pulled out a sharp box cutter. He jumped her from behind and slashed her throat 16 times before brutally raping her. Another student apparently walked in as he was finishing up the rape and putting his pants on, but they abruptly left thinking they had just seen someone changing. The school surveillance camera captured Philip calmly exiting the bathroom with a blood-soaked hand. 10 minutes later, he returned to the bathroom wearing a different jacket and rolling a green recycling bin. He allegedly had packed a change of clothes, a mask and gloves in his backpack before attending school that day. Security cameras placed outside of the school showed him rolling the bin containing her body to a nearby wooded area. Police believed that she still was, but barely alive during this time. He dumped her body onto the ground, followed by shoving a tree branch in her. Then he posed her body in a sexually violating way with her shirt pulled up and her legs spread. Before leaving the crime scene, he left a note that said, "I hate you all." Philip left the scene on foot with his jeans covered in blood. He used his teacher's credit card to buy fast food and a movie ticket at a local movie theater. After investigating the footage, police quickly acted and found Philip, shortly after midnight, walking along a highway. When police searched the backpack he was carrying, they found a bloody box cutter. He told the officers that the blood came from the girl. Authorities also found Miss Ritzer's credit card and her underwear in his possession, as Philip proceeded to rob Colleen of her credit cards, iPhone, and her underwear. He was arrested and charged with rape, robbery, and murder. When police caught him, Philip had not washed his hands and still had Colleen's blood all over them. While awaiting his trial in 2014, Chisholm committed a chillingly similar attack on another female staff member in the youth facility he was staying in.
Disturbing revelations in court today about how a Danvers teenager already charged with murdering his teacher allegedly attempted to kill a female youth worker. Prosecutors detailing how he allegedly followed the victim into a bathroom and attacked her.
He took a souvenir. He took the underwear of his victim. Serial killers, serial rapists who enjoy this usually take souvenirs to remember their victim.
He apparently made sure he wasn't being watched by anyone when beginning his attack. As the 29-year-old woman walked into a locker room, he took his shoes off so his footsteps wouldn't make noise. He slammed her up against the wall, choked, punched, and stabbed her with a pencil. The woman was saved after a staff member heard the commotion and rushed in to save her. In connection to that crime, He was charged with attempted murder by strangulation, assault with intent to murder, kidnapping, and 2 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. In 2016, Philip Chisholm was sentenced to 40 years in prison for killing, raping, and robbing Colleen Ritzer.
The court will impose the mandatory life sentence for the murder of Colleen Ritzer and set a parole eligibility date of 25 years, the highest level our law allows.
He has not been sentenced for the separate charges he gained for attacking the staff member while in custody. Standing later with the district attorney that prosecuted the case, Ritzer's parents said the verdict marks a new phase in their lives in which they hope to honor their 24-year-old daughter's legacy. This guilty verdict, while the beginning of justice for Colleen, is certainly no cause for celebration, as there can never be true justice for the crime committed, said Thomas Ritzer, her father. There remains a tremendous absence in our lives, one that sadly can never be replaced. Philip's defense knew that there was no way out of his horrific deeds, so they decided to play on the technicalities. During the trial, Philip's lawyer admitted that he killed Colleen, but said that he was suffering from severe mental illness and was not criminally responsible for his actions. A psychiatrist who testified for the defense said that he was hearing voices and was in the throes of a psychotic episode when he killed Ritzer. However, the jury rejected their contention, and Philip was convicted to the maximum punishment of a life sentence without a possibility of parole for 40 years. According to neighbors, Philip was traumatized by their move to Massachusetts. He had maintained hope that his mother would change her mind even as she drove him and his sister north in her van. Reports say that he was well known around his Clarksville neighborhood, had a lot of friends, and could often be found playing soccer or basketball or riding a skateboard. Philip's uncle, Terrence Chisholm Blaine, said he doesn't believe his nephew could have killed Ritzer. He concurs, "Philip has never been the guy to get angry. He takes all his anger out on his skateboarding. Someone doesn't just wake up one day and say, 'I'm gonna kill my teacher.'" Records show that Chisholm's parents had separated and had filed for divorce when he was 2 years old. The divorce agreement states that his father, Stacy Chisholm, was to have restricted access to his children due to physical abuse, sexual abuse, or a pattern of emotional abuse. Stacy Chisholm is believed to live in Florida and has not been in contact with his son for some time. Students who returned to school for the first time after the crime told authorities that Chisholm was a quiet student who did well at school.
I was really shocked that it was him. I wouldn't suspect it at all. I was people say it's always the quiet ones though, so maybe that's why it could have been if he had troubles at home or something, but he was nice, so I didn't suspect it that.
The absence of their well-loved math teacher weighed heavily on Danvers students. Colleen's perpetrator was condemned, but her life will never be returned. May her family and loved ones find comfort in justice. She will always be remembered as a quiet hero who served her students with the most valuable lessons. What are your thoughts about the case of Colleen Ritzer? Tell us in the comment section. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. This has been Crime Diaries, and until next time, don't be another statistic.